Alright, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be checking out some games of green, yellow Yamato. This is me playing on the sim. This is not ranked or anything. This is just a few random games against random players. And I'm running two different decks in here. And I'll show them at the end of the video. Like, one is more of like the Enel, or not Enel, excuse me, the Sky Island version, and then the other one is more of a Land of Wano version. There's the Fortress version that I'm not running in this build. Well, one of them kind of is. It's like semi. The Land of Wano version I kind of have as like a, you know, a little bit fortressy, and then there's like the more aggressive version that I'm running. That I'm not even running Hody Jones in it though, and I'm not even running any of the event support. I think just 200 million volt tomorrow. So, and that's something we need to think about. When you're watching this video, I'm going to go ahead and hit play now. One thing we need to be thinking about when we're watching this is what is going to be the best Yamato deck going into the OP06 format, especially at your locals. And you guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Okay, so I'm playing out of Momonosuke here because yellow doesn't have a ton of removal, so I felt like it was pretty safe. I'm going to swing 7 at life here. If he can't block this, he's down to 3 life, and I'm going to be able to turn on my triggers like Neko Mamushi, which I run in this deck, and of course I run Kikinojo. Okay, do I have this on 2x speed? Let me make sure real quick, guys. We do. All right, so it was very smart of him to block out that first attack there, and it probably wasn't smart of me to take this first hit, because I could have very easily countered out of that with 2-2Ks. But because I didn't, I lost a Kikinojo trigger there. I drew a Kikinojo for the turn. I'm going to swing 6 at life, and look at this, guys. He takes it. So, again, there was almost no point in me taking that last hit. That's going to come with experience of playing the deck more. I don't play a lot of this Yamato green-yellow deck, so I do need a little more experience with it if I ever plan on bringing it to, like, a locals or something. Okay, he swings 7 again at me. I get a Shuro trigger, and, yeah, just play that out. Or play it out and, you know, get the, I think I got the ohm from it. Then I get a Neko Mamushi for the turn. So again, I'm gonna keep this pressure on his life. I'm gonna swing 7 at life, where it's like, okay, you either have to give me 2 cards from hand, or you're gonna lose 2 life. You know, that's a, you know, how do I say it? That's very aggressive. So here I use the leader effect, swing 5 with Shuro by attaching last onto him. I've still got my Ryoma attack. He did a rejects trigger to draw a card, and then he gets a Sanji trigger as well. Swings 5 into my 2. I'm gonna let that go. And let's see what he does here. Swing 8 into my 6. I'm like, I only did it because I could counter out a second time in case he chose to do it again here. Because I thought he was just going to swing 7 into it, where I was going to give him another 2K, but he swung 8 into it. I was like, okay, well, shoot. I'm all in now for the most part since I countered out of that. It's like, okay, now what I can do is, you know, try to just win the game. So swing for 7 with my ohm here. Okay, he blocks, so I'm like, okay, well, 7's going to go through in that case. So I swing 7 again. He gets a 200 million volts of Maru trigger. Swing 7 again, and now it's over. If he didn't have a trigger, it's just over there. Okay, and that was that game. So moving on to the next one. Sorry, guys, let me find it. That was versus Katakuri. All right, this next one's versus Rob Lucci, and these are all OP06 games. This is the one I made that's more like Land of Wano. I made this version that you're looking at. Let me put on 2x speed. There we go. Is it kind of choppy? Let me see. Okay, no, it's good. So this is like a Land of Wano version that I made, where I can search up anything I need with the one cost Momonosuke, but then I still have like these really big bosses to play at the end. The only cards in this deck that are not Land of Wano are the 3 cards you see in my hand there, the Doflamingo, the Useless Kid, and the Katakuri. So I do a search here. Go ahead and grab Kikinojo. I swing 8 at life. He has to give me 2 cards, 2 life, or a blocker. Gives me his blocker. It's his turn. Rob Lucci, this version was just, you know, it's just technically just not as good, right? It's just not as good as the other, the new one coming out. I don't know how else to say it. It's interesting people are starting to try out the deck again, but I just don't think it has enough currently to compete in this format. I just truly don't. And that's just me, you know, to each their own. And I don't judge anyone, you know, people want to play, you can play whatever deck you want to, right? So I swing in for 8K. He blocks out with like 2 cards from hand. He's down to 5 cards. Now he's back. Well, yeah, he's down to 5 cards in hand after the span dam there. And I have a full grip of cards here. I really feel like I'm in control of this game because I have a lot of ways I can gain life. I've got my Yamatos. I've got my 5-cost Momonosuke's. I've got my 8-cost Katakuri. If they KO my Kikinojo, I'm gaining life. Like, I feel pretty comfortable right now. Even though it seems like I'm like in a lot of trouble, I only have 1 life left. I'm actually in a pretty comfortable spot, to be completely honest. Oops, sorry, guys, had to move that. So he swings in here. Excuse me, I swing in there. He counters out. I swing 6 there. I pop one of his cards with Yamato. I actually baited him into doing that. It's like, okay, I'm going to keep attacking into it because all I can hit is a 4-cost character or less. So it's like, I'm going to swing into that and make him use up his hand. Then I'm going to KO it regardless. Establish a 9k body and gain a life here. So he's got 2 cards in hand. You know, he, what is that he did there? Oh, that was from the draw 2 trash 2 from Khalifa. He's going to pop my my Kikanojo with his Kaku, but I'm fine with that because I gain a life. I'm like, sure. Okay, 2k counter out of here. He doesn't swing with this Blue No because he wants to be able to block with it, and that's fine. And again, I'm in a pretty good position here, right? Like, I consider dropping the Eustace Kid. You see me hovering my mouse over the kid there, but I've got a lot of other options. So it's like, okay, let me just go ahead and do this. I do a top search. Go ahead and grab a 2k counter because I'm a little low on counters. And I'm like, okay, so swing 9. I still got 8 Dawn left to play with. Swing for 8. He blocks it. Let's see what he gives me. Rob Lucci, which is going to KO my Momonosuke. I technically did that wrong. Like, I should have not used my Momonosuke yet at all, I guess. But at the same time, you know, it is what it is. Got the value for it. KO his Rob Lucci with my Ryuma. So that was definitely a problem with my sequencing there, guys. Don't play out the Momonosuke first in that situation. All right, so now it's back to my opponent's turn, and I've got 3 life now. Remember, I was at 1 life a minute ago, right? I was at 1 life just a second ago, and then gain life, gain life, gain life. And now he's at 2 life. He has no cards in hand, 3 cards on the board that are lesser than mine. So he is deep in the tank here. He's taken quite a while here. So he -5 to my Ryuma, KOs it with another Kaku. And now he's got about 3 attacks here, or 4. So I'm like, okay, 5k, I'll get out with a 1k, 5k. I only have a 2k left in my hand, by the way. So I take that. I'm like, oh gosh, all right, let me 2k out of this one. And then he hits me there, 2k out of that one. All right, so in this situation, it's an automatic win. So just so y'all, in case you guys didn't notice, I can't even talk right now, guys. I'm stumbling all over my words. Y'all bear with me. So he only had 2 life left, right? So the game is just over here. Let me hit play. Uh-oh, it's not moving. There we go. All right. So right here, when he untapped, the game's over. He has no Dawn active. He has no blocker. So the most he can have in his hand with only 1 card in hand is a 2k counter, which can get him to 7k. So I swing for 7k. That will get his last 2 life cards. And then I'll put 8 on my 9k body, which will be for 17. And then the game's just over. This is a math win right here. Okay. And swing. And he actually just backed out before I could even do it. All right, next game. We got a red-purple kid here. This is a really cool deck that I wish was a little bit better. Because, like, I really like the fact that this is a 5-life leader that's also multicolored, that can also attack, right? Or dual-colored, multicolored, whatever. He goes ahead and plays out Nami, plays out a Tony Chopper. So I see where this is going. Like, okay, this is pretty annoying. So I'm like, you know what, let me just go ahead and swing 8 in here. I got to put the speed up to 2x. Sorry, guys. Okay. So he gets some type of trigger there that ramped him a Dawn, but he's down to 3 life. He wants to be down to 3 life so that his leader no longer has to attach a Dawn to get to 5k. But I want him down to 3 life for my triggers. And there you go. There's one of them, Neko Mamushi. So that was, I guess, I scratch your back, you scratch my back, right? That's totally fine there with me. Play out Ohm. I don't get the search for it, but I already had one in hand. Swing 7 at his blocker. I just want that thing off the board. I don't want to have to deal with any kind of blockers that he could potentially get value from later. Because remember, guys, Ryuma can only hit a rested 4 or less. He plays out a jet pistol, which, you know, that's an interesting... He's starting to feel the pressure, I guess. So it's like, okay, let me just KO whatever I can as fast as I can. And he's also able to take out my Neko Mamushi that was rested. I'm not going to... You know, he swung for like 10k at it. I'm going to play out Ryuma to take out his heat, and now I'm swinging 8 at life, double attack. He gives me 2 2Ks, or 2K and a 1K, or no, it was 2 2Ks, excuse me. And I'm swinging 7 with the dog here. And honestly, he's got his back up against the ropes here. I've got 6k counter in hand and a 1k, so I've got 7k counter in hand. I get out of the 5 with a 1. He swings in for 7 there. I don't want to give him anything for that. I probably could have, to be honest, and then just counter out of that there, 2k out of that. And here we go. I'm going 9 at life. You're taking it, and then I'm going 11 at life. And I'm just saying you either have that much counter power or you don't. And he almost did. In all fairness, he almost did. And if he had gotten out of that, then, you know, I've got 3 2k counters in hand. I'm fine just trying to risk that, to be honest, against 2 Namis, a Zoro, and the Eustace Kid. And notice he does have a Luffy. So in this case, if he had played that out, well, that's 5 Dawn gone. And then he has to somehow make 3 attacks go through between 5 Dawn, a Luffy, the Zoro, and his leader Kid. He can get pretty big too, though. But I think I'd have been fine, though. 2 more 1Ks in hand. I've got 6K in hand. I think I'd have been just fine there. Okay, and now for the last game. Excuse me. Okay, this is against Blue, Green, Zoro, and Sanji. Really cool deck, really cool leader combo here. Hopefully they do more stuff like this. I think it's actually really interesting. But I will say that I think this deck is missing like one piece. Who knows? I think it has already seen a little bit of success in the East. Nothing big. No big tournaments, but a few locals. We'll have to see what we can do with it over here in the West. Very cool combination, like I said, because you're attacking, unresting your characters, pulling characters back, and doing all kinds of shenanigans. It has a lot of synergy. A lot of synergy, but a lot of potential too, I think, especially in the right hands. So he's doing a Duval search here. That's what's taking so long. He's going to swing 6 here. Doesn't use the leader effect, of course. There's no reason. And then swing 5. I swing 5 into 5 here. And he gave me a sugar out of hand there. I don't think he wanted to give me that, so that kind of was a tell, like, okay, your hand is completely stacked. So he goes and plays out the Ivankov, excuse me, and I played out a Kikinojo. Then he plays out an Ivankov and another Duval. Oh, he played out the Duval from the Ivankov. That's what I was so confused. Sorry, guys. I do have that 2x speed. I got a little lost there. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start beating you down. 6 of life. He takes it. Not really many triggers to worry about against blue-green, at least not currently. I think I'm going to swing 7 here. Or excuse me, I'm going to swing... Oh, okay. I'm going to swing 6k at life, get a 2k out of hand, and then play out Kikinojo, or excuse me, Momonosuke, to put my Kikinojo back on top of my life to gain a life. And now, that combo is just so powerful. It's what I'm running in my red, yellow Sabo deck currently. If you can get this combo right here of, like, the Kikinojo Momonosuke thing going on... Look, I just ate this attack for free. Because remember, I had 3 life. So this, it practically worked as a 2k counter. And now I've got a 6k blocker and this 6k swing attacker that can gain me more life if it gets KO'd. It's just very, very powerful. Okay, so he's going to swing 7 at my life here. Returning a card back to stand up the Ivankov. Okay, and I'll just take that, or I'll just block and 2k counter. Now I think he's going to play out the card again to get on to... Oh, no, he doesn't. Swing 7 into that. I'm going to 2k counter out. I think he should have played the card first, right? I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it says if your hand has 6 or less cards, draw a card. So I think what he should have done there is played out the Duval first, set his top 5 life cards to whatever he wanted them to be, and then drawn that card with Imperial Ivankov. Oh, no, excuse me. It is a once per turn. Excuse me. It is a once per turn. My apologies there, guys. He did it right. Or he did it just fine, however you want to say it. Okay. So now I think it's my turn. Yep, going to pass back here. That 5 cost 7k is decent, but again, I'll explain my deck, the 2 different decks that I used in this at the end of the video. 6k into a 4k. Let's see what he gives me. Like, theoretically, it's good to counter out of this. So he gave me a 2k to 1k. It's kind of good to counter out so that you can use that character's effect the next turn. But what he doesn't realize is I'm actually just baiting every one of these attacks. Okay, he does figure out there, because I was going to play a Ryuma there. Like, I wasn't even going to let him have anything. It's just like, Ryuma, good luck. And, KO the rest of the character. So I swing that much at life. He blocks out. He doesn't want to take double damage. And now I'm just going to play out... I think I play out the Kikinojo. I was going to play out the Ryuma because I just had so many Ryumas in hand. So I was like, okay, maybe he won't be afraid to get rest a character. I don't know. It was just something I was trying. But ultimately, I think the writing's on the wall. Like, my board is way more powerful than his currently. And he only has 4 cards in hand. I have 5 cards. We both have 3 life. But it's just... Things are not looking great for my opponent here. So he is just deep in the tank, trying to think of what to do. He swings 9 into 6. I let him have that. Is this on 2x speed? Okay, it is. And he gets out another Duval, which does happen. So right here, I'm going to go 6 into life. I'm going to start eating his board up here or eating his life up. Like, he's going to have to give me these cards here. 2k counter out there. He's going to block that with that guy. And I just locked down his leader with Doflamingo. And that is actually devastating for this deck. That means he can't swing twice with that character right there. He swings in, I take it, get a Nekomamushi trigger. He gets this Zeph card to set his top 3 cards. That's a pretty good card. 5 costs 5k with a 1k counter, top 3 search. And it has some when attacking effect that I think goes with Nami. But, okay. Yeah, it's basically over, right? There's nothing he can do here. And okay, and he actually does give up. So let me pause it. So in this situation, it's like, okay, he has 1K in hand, and that's it. And it looks like he has another 1K coming out of his life, and one event, I don't know if that's like a 1 cost 2K or something. But the point is, he won't be able to survive all these attacks, because it's going to be... So I think in this situation, the best idea is to continue to just eat this board and win this game comfortably. You just go, okay, Neko Mamushi into... Actually, I can swing Neko Mamushi right into his blocker and say that's that. So 2 into Neko Mamushi, get him out of here. Okay, actually, so sequencing is key, right? Play out Ryuma to KO this rested character. Use 2 of those rested Dawn to put on Neko Mamushi to take out this guy, the Duval. And then I can literally just go all the rest on, or maybe not all the rest, but put a bunch on Yamato, maybe 7 or 9 on Yamato to get a double attack off, and then finish him off with these cards on board. So very good stuff there. Okay, well that's about it, guys, for the actual gameplay. Let me go ahead and bring up the decks real quick. Let me bring up this one first. So this was the first deck that I had an idea of making. I did not get these decks offline anywhere. I was thinking, okay, Land of Wano seems so powerful right now in conjunction with Momonosuke, Hiyori, and Kikunojo. And remember, guys, Yamato, this is Land of Wano. Neko Mamushi, Land of Wano. There's this ST9 2K counter, and there's also another one. Let me bring up. There's one other 2K counter coming out in ST13. This one, the Rush one. So that's actually just fine as well. This card is mad. I was just trying it out. It was a Land of Wano card as well, because the idea is I want to always have a target on the board to pull into my life with this blocker, the Momonosuke. The only card that he cannot put into life would be himself and his, the younger version of himself here, the Searcher version. But the Searcher version can at least search up himself, so that is pretty strong there. And this one was built a little more in the Fortress style, where it has the Captain Kidd, it has Doflamingos, and it has Katakuris. If I were to revise this list, Denny, whenever ST13 comes out, I would definitely put in this Yamato over this one. This one just says, it's just not that good. It's a 3-cost 3K with a 2K counter that says when attacking, you may add the top or bottom card of your life area to your hand, and this character gains plus 2,000 power until the start of your next turn. That is just not good, right, for what we're trying to do. That has, like, no synergy. Like, maybe in, like, Black Yellow Luffy or something it would make sense, but even still, I wouldn't run it there. The point is, this one's just better, because it's a 5-cost 4K rusher, and it's always a 2K counter. And then on play, look at all your life cards, place one of the cards on the top of your deck, then return your life cards in your desired order. Again, that part doesn't really matter. It's more or less about getting rush on a body. That's probably the best part about it. And like I said, this card, this was mediocre at best. But yeah, this card I didn't really get a lot of chances to play. I just didn't draw it very often. But I think this could be decent, especially like comboing with Ryuma. There might be something there, because this is Land of Wano as well. This is Land of Wano. Like I said, everything you see on this page right here is Land of Wano, except Kid, Doflamingo, and Katakuri. Now the other list, this one, I did get some inspiration on this next list here from a guy off a comment on one of my YouTube comment sections. This guy, his name is Patar, Son of Zeus 5244. Big shout out to this guy. He was saying that he got hit with a Mihawk into Ohm into Holly combo. Guys, that is just absolutely disgusting, right? Like this potential. Now, I did not get the combo one time. I played about 4 or 5 games with this version of the deck, and this deck can use some major revisions. I'll talk about in just a second. But like think about this, guys. You could potentially on turn 1, or, excuse me, if you're going first on turn 2, 3 Dawn, play out Dracula Mihawk, right? If you have 2 or less characters, play up to 1 cost 4 or lower / trait character card other than Mihawk from your hand rested. Okay, well, this is a / character. And then you could potentially get Holly off of that as well. Can you imagine if that was their turn 2 play is, okay, 4K, 5K, 5K, your turn. That, I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of potential there. And then for the rest of the game, he's a 2K, right? He's a 2K for the rest of the game that can help you repopulate the board in the situation where you need it. And look at all these / characters, guys. It can throw out a Kikunojo, a Nekomamushi, a Ryuma. Technically this guy, but you wouldn't want to do that because he comes into play rested. And yeah, I mean, it just has a lot of synergy there. Very cool combination. A lot of potential there. Now, one thing that I would change probably right away is I would probably go down 2 Ryumas and maybe like down 1 or 2 Nekomamushis, and I'd go up. I would make this deck a lot more aggressive is all I'm trying to say. I don't even think I'd run the Nekomamushi Land of Wano Searcher package anymore. I would put in like extra, I'd put in like rejects, I'd put in Hody Jones, and just ultra aggressive, you know, ultra aggressive cards like that to go further with this deck. Because this is kind of like, so going back to what we were saying at the very beginning of the video, which way would you build Yamato? Like, and guys, please leave your comments down in the section, or your comments down in the comment section below. Like, do you prefer the more aggressive build, or do you prefer the more fortress build? Do you like the Sky Island package, the Land of Wano package, a little bit of a mixture? You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Well, guys, this was a really fun deck to play. This is definitely outside of my my normal zone, right? For people who watch the video, or for watch my videos, you know I'm more of a black-yellow guy. We've got Luffy here. This is like my normal decks. You guys can use any of these decks you want to. They're all just stuff I'm working on. Gecko, Moria, Red, Purple, Law. Y'all know I've been talking a lot about this one. Even this deck's out of my comfort zone, to be honest, but it's been a lot of fun. Sabo at least has yellow in there, so this makes a lot of sense. And Blue, Yellow, Queen. So if you guys are wondering what I'm running right now, this will at least give you an idea. None of this is perfect, so don't be running this and be like, oh, it sucks, you know, I can't win with it. Well, I understand why, guys. None of it's, like, perfected yet. These are just all the decks I'm running. But back to the Yamato stuff, guys. Please leave your comments or suggestions, whatever your experiences down in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please do not forget to like and subscribe if you've not already. And until next time, guys, peace.